Hi athletes, Coach Ed, Coach Sam. We are in a deload week after our 4 weeks of Poliquin. I'll let Sam do a few comments.
How do you think it's going?
Yeah, I'm really energized by what we're seeing. I think the athletes finally on the 4th week, the majority of them have gotten into the repetition. I think the majority of the athletes are documenting their scores, their loads, yep, the bands. I'm proud of it. We've got 2 more months of Poliquin. We'll follow that after what we call this deload week. But I want Sam to make a couple of comments about what she's heard and what she's seen over the last 4 weeks with Poliquin.
Yeah, we have a couple of other gyms that are doing this along with us, and you know, we're juggling 115 seniors, and so most of our people don't wield an app well enough to be documenting scores in an app, and so we felt it was a waste of our time to choose a platform to upload them when so few people, the majority of our people would not track that way. So we chose to print out the log sheets so that they could record their loads each week because they're already going up. I heard comments about push-ups today that everybody was feeling pretty strong on push-ups.
Yep.
And I mean, it's up to our athletes if they want to log their score. But our first question in helping you get set up for the bench today is, where were you last week and where are you this week? And if you don't know, that's not our problem. That's your problem. We have 5 milk crates up there for the 5 classes, and you know, if your score sheet's not in there, it's up there somewhere. But I'm going to start charging people for asking the coaches to look for the score sheets. Like, every time I've been asked or told that if my score sheet's not there, like, how much is this worth for you? And I'll be happy to go look for it. So I mean, we have bumps in the road too. We've repeated ourselves several times. We have 3 classes that are pretty on point, 2 that are a little slower, but they honestly, everybody seems to be in a groove and kind of knowing what they're doing now. So we're looking forward to making some strength gains in the next, versus trying to figure out what our loads are in this first month. So
let's talk about this week, what we're trying to do. Number one, we're not trying to haze you the first part of August to show you some of our skills or metabolic capacity or things that we have been really good at. Maybe we'll slow down a little bit, meaning we haven't done this stuff in about 4 weeks. So some of this is brushing a little rust off, having a little fun with it, taking a break from those 6, 12, 25s. On Monday, what we did is, let's partner up, teams of 2. Let's set the clock so that every 2 minutes it beeps. And on every 2 minutes when it beeps, we'll switch on that rower. So in other words, Sam will take off, she'll row for 2 minutes, that clock will beep, that will be the trigger. Obviously, there's no transition time. So she's gonna get off, I'm gonna jump on, I'm gonna take off for 2 minutes. Sammy will come back when it beeps, we'll go back and forth. Ideally, guys, I'll do 6 minutes, right? 3 2-minute segments, Sambo will do 6. We'll take a look at what our meters are and kind of go from there. Just like our typical Mondays, let's make it a circuit. Notice how we only did an A, B, and a C. Notice how we're really only looking for about 3 rounds. Let's have a little fun with it. Round number 1, let's do some hanging, right? We've been pushing a lot, we've been pulling a lot, we're pushing body weight, we're ring rowing, but let's do some suspension, some hanging from a rig. Let's do 12 rig knee ups. They do not have to be unbroken. From there, we were working week after week on jumping up, stepping down, jumping up, stepping down. Then we worked on jump down, step up, jump down, step up. The drop jumps are basically you'll step up on a plate or maybe a 12-inch box. Yep, you don't need to, dear. You don't need to. You'll fall off and spring back up.
or step off.
Or step off and spring back up, right? We're looking for that dynamic explosion. We haven't done a lot of that during Poliquin, right? It's been really kind of that bodybuilding. So a little bit of this explosiveness. And then what do we want to do? We want you to wheel the dumbbell from the hang, clean it, jerk it overhead 5 times. bring it back to the other side, clean it, jerk it overhead 5 times. Just get used to that clean and jerk, that speed. In the end, let's team up. We've done this a million times. Let's go 10 minutes. Sam will have a full minute. I'll have a full minute. We'll each do 5 rounds. Guys, let's just work on our power cleans. They do not have to be unbroken. Let's get speed under the bar. All that stuff that we've been great at. I just want to kind of brush the rust off, get the cobwebs off, have a good Monday, and go from there. From there, let me pass it to Sambo. Obviously, August 5th, Wednesday.
Yeah, and on the power cleans on Monday, you're going to see them, I think, every deload week because Grace is coming up at the end of October.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll be doing 30 clean and jerks as an event workout 3 weeks after we've ended Poliquin. So once every 4 weeks, you're going to be back in a cycle of working on those, and that'll be important.
And I want to jump in on that. So Sam just said, Grace, you guys remember that clean and jerks. But don't forget on Poliquin, you're doing 12 repetitive push presses. We've been working your overhead. We just got to get back to your cleans, all right?
Yep.
Samby, on 31 Heroes.
Yeah, and that's why, too, our every other Monday, the front squats, and then on shoulders, the push presses, you guys are ready for this without, it's one of the complaints we get. As soon as we throw something in, Ed will hear from someone, wow, we haven't done this in a while, so like I'm not good at it. Sorry, but bullshit. You know, a lot of these things are transferable. We're moving athletically. You have been doing front squats, you've been doing push presses. When you put them together, we get thrusters. So 31 Heroes is a CrossFit hero workout. It's 31 minutes long. We'll describe the hero prior to the class. Both partners, it's teams of 2, are working at the same time. So if Ed and I are partners, it's supposed to be a 400-meter run with a sandbag, a burden carry. And because of that intensity of the run and how hard that is, no, we are not walking for this. We're not running at all because we'll end up having walkers and that decreases the intensity. So one of us will be rowing for 450 meters for the girls and 500 for the boys, while the other athlete is working through 8 thrusters. We'll have loads on the board for those who want to try to be a little competitive with their load. They'll do 8 thrusters. They'll do 6 rope climbs. Now that's a full rope climb. So for scaled rope climbs going, you know, with Poliquin, we've just been going up and down. Now we're taking ourselves from seated to standing and back down. It'll probably be more than 6. And then 11 box step-ups. Once you finish 8, 6, 11, you'll mark on a scoreboard like that's one round, and then you'll go back to the thrusters, and you'll continue to go through 8, 6, 11, 8, 6, until your partner gets off the rower. When I get off the rower, if Ed is working through, now I take over where he left off and continue, and the score in this is the number of full rounds of 8, 6, 11 that you get in that 31 minutes. So we'll take a good amount of time in the beginning to get warmed up. It'll probably include being on the rower, setting up your bar, and we'll tell you that we want you to each have gone through at least 16 thrusters as you're warming up and several rope climbs and several step-ups. By 1/2 will 3, 2, 1, go. So that will be and so while we haven't been doing a lot of cardio, it's a good opportunity in teams of 2 to just move steadily through this and get our heart rates up where we haven't so much in the last 4 weeks.
Guys, from there, Friday the 7th, again, kind of a blast from the past, pulling some things out that we generally do on a Friday. In your warm-up, let's get to the rig. Let's warm up our squat. Let's do what we call a reverse Tabata. So you guys know normally Tabata is 20 on, 10 off. We do 8 rounds. Today what we're going to do is 10 seconds, get as many squats as you can in. We're going to allow you guys on that day, you've been working on the goblet squat or the elevated heel. We're going to throw that on the ground, some of those plates on the ground, should you want to try that, which I think many of you should. You're going to do max effort squats, below parallel, as you guys know, targets if we need it for 10 seconds, rest for 20, and 8 rounds, just to get that in a warm-up. Now, we've been doing front squats. What we threw in there is, let's do a strength piece. Let's do our low bar back squat, 5 rounds, 3 reps. We'll climb and load. We'll see how we do. The alternate movement, let's do 50. Sounds stupid, sounds simple, high knee marches. So ideally at the end of that cycle, you'll do 250 high knee marches. From there, we've been doing deadlifts by 6 in Poliquin. Let's go a little heavier today. Let's do a 5x3 on our deadlifts. Let's push that load a little bit. And that'll get us to our workout. Teams of 2, we've done this workout before. We'll figure out what your loads are. We have some loads from the past that we can give you some of those targets. This is simple enough. See the way I wrote it. Sam and I will do just one deadlift, and one of us will do 1 burpee. Then ideally, we'll do 2 deadlifts. We'll do 2 burpees. We'll make our way up the ladder to 10, make our way down. We're going to give you 15 minutes on this. This workout, when it was done before, was a 10-minute cap. We're going to push 15 minutes. Sam, comments?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not as bad as it looks. We're sharing the reps. And so the way I believe this worked the last time we did it, Ed did the 1 burpee, Ed did the 1 deadlift, I did the 1 burpee. And then on the 2, after the 1 burpee, I did the 2 deadlifts, he did the 2 burpees, and then he did the 3 deadlifts. So we went back to back. I did burpees, then I did deadlifts, then he did burpees and deadlifts, until the reps get a little higher and it gets a little too spicy, and then we started splitting them up. But you're sharing 1 and you're sharing 2 of each. So it's really only, I think, 1 + 2 + 3 all the way to 10 is 55 reps or something like that. So you're not doing 100 reps each, but you're each doing about 50 reps.
Guys, I'm excited about the week. I'm excited to see you do all of these things that we haven't done in a while. I think you're fitter than you think. We know the temps are still hot, but you got to know on a deload week, we're going to bang you guys with burpees. You got to know that, right?
Yeah.
Anything else you got, Coach?
No, it's good. And then 7, 8, 9. Then on the 10th, we'll pop back into Poliquin, whether it's anterior, posterior,
Yep.
legs and shoulders. And we'll hit round 2.
Yeah, it'll be deadlifts. We'll start with posterior chain on that day. All right, guys, sounding off. You guys are doing great.
Bye.